Doug MPA back with another video. So guys, I've done multiple videos on my channel about how women do not save for retirement. And this is a prime example. This woman is 72 years old, living out of her car in Massachusetts. Her husband died 20 years ago when she was 52, and she must have mismanaged his life insurance. She says that she was signed to some kind of creative artist or something her whole life, and she didn't have enough money to stay in a apartment. Now she's living in her car. Guys, this is a reality for a lot of women in the United States. This is going to be their fate. Because once again, men, you see women out there living their best lives, buying houses that they can't afford, going on trips, buying all this stuff. Whereas men, we go to work, play Xbox and PlayStation. You guys don't feel bad when you see these women all over social media living some lifestyle that they can't afford, because this is gonna be their fate. Old, living in their car. So we're gonna get into this. Before I do that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. It shows you support me and what I'm doing over here. And let's see what's going on with this 72-year-old woman living in her car.
When you become homeless, you kind of revert into this solitude. It's humiliating. I find especially the women, we don't say anything to anyone about it.
It's because a lot of these women can't believe that they're in this situation. They just thought it wasn't going to happen. They thought there's going to be a safety net, or they thought that a man was going to support them the rest of their life, or the government was going to. Well, I got news for you. Now you're out on the street.
My name is Judith, and I've been living in my car at 72 years old since the end of February. Good morning. I'd like a medium-sized black. Okay. I'm not always this sweet sounding either. It's a facade. It's the first thing I do when I get up and start my day. I go and get a cup of coffee. And then I head across the street to this cemetery and organize my car for the day.
Was evicted from her apartment. It was a no-fault eviction. So she just couldn't pay the rent. And they kicked her out. And that's the harsh reality. A lot of these women think, oh, I'm going to get a grace period. I'm a woman. They're not going to let, especially single moms. Oh, I have children. They're not going to kick me and my children out on the street. Yeah, well, yes, they will.
Now, St. Mary's Cemetery is a local place where a lot of homeless people come to. I've seen a woman my age who is currently living in the trees over here.
Living in trees. I'm surprised that they're actually saying the word homeless. What's the new term for homeless people? Unsheltered. But this is in Massachusetts. If this were in Washington, Oregon, or California, they would call her unsheltered.
I'm a working visual artist. I have been my whole life.
There it is, a working visual artist. What does that even mean? It means that you're going to end up living in your car at 72 years old.
Once a woman is single and aging, she has no safety net, none.
There you go. She's right. Sorry, ladies, no safety net at all. You're going to be out on your own. You asked for it, you got it. This is what equality and feminism looks like.
For the last 5-6 years of my work life, even with my Social Security, I was not able to pay a rent with that combined income.
What were you doing?
I was working as a cashier at the Market Basket.
More than half of older single women in Massachusetts are economically insecure, guys. Sounds about right. And guess whose problem it's going to be? It's going to be men's problem because we pay most of the taxes into the system. Men pay the taxes into the system, women take it out.
It's not safe living like this when you're older. You have to drive everywhere you need to go. If I'm going to have something to eat, I have to go someplace to get food. If I need to use a bathroom, I have to get in the car and drive someplace. We're at my storage container, and this is where I had the movers bring all of my belongings. A lifetime of work and collecting, and this is it. I kept my drafting table, and I tried to keep it open because I was hoping that maybe I could work a little bit from here, but it's ridiculous, impossible.
Just story time, real quick. When I was in community college, because Doug MPA went to community college before university and before a graduate degree, I actually met a guy who lived in a storage locker while he was going to community college. He had a bed, he had a heater, in a storage locker, and that's how he spent. That's where he lived for his 2 years in community college.
This is the cabinet where I keep a lot of my stored goods when I'm home. This is my son with his first tuna, and this is my children when they were little, and this is something my daughter made in school.
So why is she not living with any of her kids? Do we even want to hear that story? Do we? Yeah, let's not cap. Yeah, we do.
And here's our family portrait. Bye, Steph. Here I am on the Rowley site at apartments.com, and there's one rental available, and it's for $3,500. My budget pushing it is $2,000. No one is moving anywhere because there's no place to move to. Just like crying all the time. It's ridiculous. Just ridiculous. I don't know, I guess I expect more of myself. This is another adventure. I'm just too old for it anymore.
Sorry. This is what women ask for. Strong, independent. We don't need no man. We're out here. You spend your life as a creative visual artist. Now, once again, she was married. She didn't count on her husband dying. I understand that. But if this were a man, as we're going through this, guys, imagine if this was a man talking like this. We'd have no sympathy for him at all. This is a level of sympathy he'd get. He'd just be out here all by himself.
I really understand that when you're in the middle of something, it feels like it's never going to end. But, you know, I can't find a place. I can't find a place. I've exhausted my resources.
She can't rent a basement in someone's house? Rent a room in somebody else's house? That's what a guy would do.
I looked in southern Maine, I looked in southern New Hampshire, I looked in northern New Hampshire. I really looked at everything. I need help.
Yeah, they all do, guys. It says, Judith finally found an apartment with the help of a nonprofit. It's not far from where she used to live. Now, how many men would have a non-profit help them find an apartment, guys. None.
Welcome things, welcome my cooking supplies to our new home. It's not quite real yet. I just expect it to go away at any second.
We're gonna stop this right here. So she found an apartment. Good for her, but a lot of women, they're gonna be out there, guys. In Massachusetts, no less. You know how cold it gets in Massachusetts, guys? Heck no. And once again, if this were a man, he wouldn't get any of this help. Well, let me know what you think about this in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the next one, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.